This is Live for Love TV. Live for Love TV. Yes, I am.
One step more. One step more. One step more. Until you reach your goals. One step more. Save them soul. One step more. One step more. How good it is to reach the
Live for Love TV. This is Live for Love TV. Live for Love TV.
Welcome back here. This is Live for Love TV. Hope everyone's doing well out there. The 25th day of the 4th month of the 21st year of the 21st century. As you can see here, we're out here in the green spaces here of the UK, especially in the, just outside London. Well, London, but just outside, just greater London really. And we're going to pan around and look around at these green spaces. This is one thing that I truly believe that the UK and England in general does very well. The well-kept green spaces everywhere you are. I mean, it's not far from any park. Wherever you live, you never live too far from a park. Although we talk about the concrete jungle in the UK, the green spaces are kept beautifully. What you're looking at here is Bushy Park. It's a grade 1 listed park. So it's actually the second biggest royal park in London. So that shows you how big it is. It's second biggest royal park in London. I'm not sure how many royal parks there are in London, but this is, as I say, the second biggest. It's 1,100 acres. You know, big, deep, large, whatever you want to say. It's 1,100 acres, and that's big. That's massive. Yeah. So when you start putting that down into your miles and your calculators, you can see how big it is. Because I'm going to be moving through it and panting through it. Whenever you feel a little bit low or a little bit down, I always suggest people get out in nature. There's nothing like getting out in nature. When you get out into these green spaces, and they're well kept, I keep saying, green spaces, you feel better immediately. The air is good, the breeze is normally good, and the vision is very good. You can see for miles without any interruption or any cars. It's absolutely something that everyone should get out and do. It's something I do a lot, and something I always encourage anybody to do. As I said already, you go many places in the world which I've been, and they don't keep their green spaces that well. In fact, they don't have green spaces that much. There's green spaces they have, and when they're normally kept well, they're private. They're for people's lands, few acres here, few acres there. But when it comes to public spaces like this, where you can just come off out of your car and walk around and look at the wildlife and everything else is here, you don't get too much of that. So you should take advantage of what the UK has to offer when you're here. Right now, I'm walking up to Enclave. It's actually a enclave within the park, which is sectioned off to keep certain type of trees protected from most of the people. So there's another gate within this park. So I'm going to walk up to it now and stick the camera over it. Well, I'm going to look through it first. Yeah, I'm sticking the camera over it just to take a quick look over there. It's still a park like just the rest of the park, but it's, you know, has a different type of trees in there apparently, and some of these are protected trees, so they like to keep them a little bit more protected. So you have to walk through a second gate to get into this one. So we pan around to look as far as the eye can see. You will not see the end of this park from anywhere you stand unless you're at the edge of it. It's a big, big, big place, a big, big space. I would love to know the budget it takes to keep a place like this well cut, well taken care of. I have no idea, but this is something that I think most countries in the world, especially some of the third world countries they call, we need to take these things seriously. We need to take our spaces seriously. We need to keep them clean. We need to look after them. They're important. We have beautiful landscapes everywhere in the world, but unless they're private, it's very rarely the people actually want to, you know, spend that type of budget or that sort of money. So we're just moving across here, panning across here. It's Bushy Park. Very, very wonderful park. It's just down the road from Hampton Court. I mean, it's literally a couple of minutes walk from Hampton Court. And Hampton Court, as you know, has a palace there. And I will show a little bit of the palace as I go through. But this is the park. Part of it is, it's really good. I'm going to be moving over to a stream soon. Hopefully, yeah. So I'm moving slowly through here, and I'm moving over to the stream. As you see, I'm walking actually towards this stream. This stream runs right the way through to a canal which runs alongside the palace, Hampton Court Palace. So the stream runs right through the park. It goes underneath at certain points where there's bridges along the park. But yeah, it runs all the way around the park and through to the canal. It's just on my left here, so I'm just panning around so you can see the big space. There's also deers in this park, but I didn't actually capture any of them today. This is the stream anyway. Okay, that's the bridge you see on the other side. And this is a stream going up towards the canal, which heads towards Hampton Park Palace. Hampton Court Palace, to be precise. So you see, we're looking around. It's quite quiet today. Very breezy, but very quiet today. A lot of dogs in the park with their owners, or owners with their dogs, whichever way you want to look at it. I'm not quite sure who's walking who, but you know, they're always there. You always see a lot of people walking dogs in this park, but the park is so massive that you hardly see people gathered up too much. And so there's so many other things to do. A lot of people will be over the palace, but as I said, I'm going to walk slowly through this park, and I'm going to head over to that palace and get you a vision of what happens over there. So this is in Richmond, the borough of Richmond, apparently. Yeah. So as you see, and this is wonderful. I mean, nature. There's nothing like nature to me, and to have a place like this size, all over the country, all over London. You see, I've switched here now, just to show you the place I've just walked over. Looking back over where I've just walked over, you can see the well-kept grounds here. It's a slight pond they put here. This pond is very, very shallow. It's really just for birds, to actually swans and stuff like that. But it's a very, very shallow pond, literally up to your knees, if that. And this statue, I believe it's Diana, and this is the Diana of the Roman goddess Diana. Many, many years ago. I think she was put up there for about 400 years. I'm not sure how long it's been there, but this is here. This is Diana, the Roman goddess Diana, on that statue. So actually, this is in the middle of the park, and it's a little bit roundabout here. So there is a one lane behind round it, so cars can actually go around it through the park, just like they do in many other parks. Regent's Park, as you see, cars drive through Regent's Park and come out the other side. They can also drive through this park and come out on the other side. Yeah, so that's a quick look at the Bush Hill Park. Really, really lovely park. There are many lovely parks around the country, but this is one of the parks I do love. And when I'm ever in the country, I definitely have to take a stroll through this park. It's wonderful. Great exercise. Great exercise of walking around here, and there's so much things to see. So we keep panning. This should be familiar to a lot of people who've been to Hampton Court over the years. Excellent. You see how serene and quiet it is in this place, even though, see, so, okay, nice blue skies. Okay, so here we are now at the back of Hampton Court Palace Court. And you can see this is where the Tulip Gardens is, famous gardens in Hampton Court Palace. This is the back of the palace itself. And this is a flower garden at the back of the palace. Mostly tulips and lots of different type of gardens there, but tulips is one of the main things they do here. This Hampton Court Palace is quite famous, as you know. It was built by the Lord Chancellor Thomas Wolsey in the 16th century. King Henry VIII took it over, and Queen Victoria made it public, opened it to the public in 1838. Apparently it's meant to be haunted by one of the King Henry VIII's wives. Well, I'm not sure about that. For those people who are biblical, King James I organised the writers of 1604 to actually come together here, and eventually they got the Bible out in 1611. So it's famous from that point of view. This is Hampton Court Palace. You see I'm at the front of the palace here now, just looking at the grounds. And all this is minutes away, seconds away from Bush Hill Park, literally across the street. The most famous part of Hampton Court for most of us is the maze. But the maze is not open at the moment due to COVID protocols. It might be a good idea. I could imagine me, with my memory these days, going into that maze. I might be in there for months without anybody knowing where I've been. So maybe it's good that the maze is not there. But this is Hampton Court Palace, massive building.
This is Live for Love TV. Live for Love TV. Yes, I am.
Make sure to subscribe and leave us a review.
Be sure to join us next time.
Live for Love TV.